America's top travel magazine named Charleston the best city in the nation, so it's no secret that people are flocking here. But people from all over the world come to MUSC for our unparalleled expertise year after year. Maybe that's why so many national organizations invest in our breakthroughs and why so many of the world's top doctors continue to join us. So while Charleston's magnetic draw may not surprise you, we wanted to remind you about ours. MUSC, changing what's possible.
Them a little bit, but we shall see. All right, we're going to go to break. When we come back, we'll have the kickoff. It's the Battery versus the Richmond Kickers, and we've got it for you up next live on ESPN Radio, 9:10 a.m. Well, welcome back to Blackboard Stadium, and welcome to those of you joining us on the Battery YouTube broadcast. We're live, it's kickoff, and we're underway here at Blackboard Stadium as Richmond get us underway. There's an early foul from Jose Cuevas, and here we go. Asante will roll it out to the left to Yombi. Kalungi receives the ball from Yombi, back in the lineup tonight. Sends it down the line. Jetty goes to ground. There was a little push there. It'll be a free kick for the Charleston Battery. The Battery with Cooper, Griffith, Falvey, Ferguson, Jetty, Van Schaik, Portillo, Cuevas, Chang, Mena, and Kelly. The starting 11 tonight. Kelly looking for a free kick there, not given. There's the former Battery man, Vercoloni. Played well on Saturday night in the 4-0 win up at City Stadium. Richmond with Willis in goal. Yombi, Gores, Kalungi didn't start at the weekend. Lee, Asante, Davis, Spitz, Vercoloni, Delicat, and Yisley. As there's a shot from distance. That won't trouble Additional Cooper, who watches that one behind for a goal kick. Our referee tonight, Mark Soro. And let's see, 2 minutes in, no score. It's a lovely evening here, a little humid, probably at 80 degrees. Let's double check that for you. 82 degrees right now, and drizzle it says, but no drizzle here at Blackboard Stadium. We're playing on a natural grass surface, and absolutely perfect conditions for the game. There's Falvey, gets it down the outside to Mena, who came off the bench at the weekend. Here's Adam Mena. Thought about the early cross, goes backwards now to Griffith, back outside to Mena. Better start tonight from the Battery than they had at the weekend. It's Griffith again. There's nothing on. He's going to have to go back to the halfway line to Falvey. Falvey quickly across to Ferguson. Up to Portillo, the youngster from Coastal Carolina. Jetty squares it to Van Schaik. Portillo again, backwards to Falvey, who gives a little clap of encouragement, but he'll be looking for Portillo to turn and play that one forward if he can. It's Van Schaik now. Outside to Mena. Still going here, Mena. Little step over to the byline. He crosses it into the middle. It's a good ball in. And, well, Chang was the closest Battery player. As Delicat leans into Ferguson, who should have the pace to take possession away from the veteran.
And that's just a little bit about what Adam Mena provides over there on that wing. He's cheeky. He's got some flicks and tricks that'll get by defenders. He could put a good ball in. Unfortunately for the Battery, it was just Dane Kelly waiting in the box, a little too tall for the number 9 in black and yellow. But interesting to see this 11 that Coach Anhauser's decided to go with. It's one that seems a little more intent on possessing the ball, knocking the ball around. You take a look at the guys up top, Portillo, Chang, Cuevas, Mena. These guys are all going to hold the ball up. They enjoy possession. They enjoy having the ball at their feet. And that's something that they struggled with on Saturday in the 4-0 loss against this very same Richmond Kickers team.
Kalungi, the Ugandan now for the Richmond Kickers. He's the one you want on. Oh, look at him. He just lost possession there. Portillo took it away. Round the outside for Kelly. Can he get the shot away? Kelly on his right foot bangs it wide of the target. Goal kick.
And it's a bad first touch, isn't it? Justin Portillo does a great job putting a little bit of pressure on Kalungi, making him think a little bit in the back, and makes a misstep there. And his first touch, Dane Kelly's just lets him down, let him off path a goal, and ends up with an errant shot. But good intent off of the first few minutes of the game here. Justin Portillo pushing up from that central defending spot and making some trouble, making it hard for the boys in the back for Richmond.
Scores, stats, news, and more exclusively on USLProSoccer.com. And don't forget to visit the USL Pro fan page on Facebook at facebook.com/USLPro. Chang running into a bit of trouble there. Cuevas across to help, but it's a throw-in for Richmond. Asante, pivotal to the Richmond method of play this year, it would seem. Sits in front of the back four, and here he is now.
Excuse me, Andrew, so instrumental. He keeps the ball so well in the middle of the park. He can make those dashing runs up forward. He can keep possession. He does well getting back.
There's Kalungi, misses his target again. It's 2 for 2 now. Kalungi's given it away. Portillo for the Battery, takes up the running. Finds Falvey. And now Ferguson. Shinovsky it was who got the start on Saturday night. Not available tonight. I wonder if he's if he's injured or just not available for this trip. It's Griffith for the Battery, trying to let it over the top for Kelly. Yombi's beaten by Kelly. Kelly's shot is saved by Willis. Good save by the goalkeeper as Cuevas goes to ground. He got the better of Yombi with his pace. Now here's Chang. Chang, early ball into the back post, headed down, a chance for Kelly. Oh, he got cleaned out. That's a penalty. And it was an awkward challenge from Yombi, who's appealing he's appealing, but it was right in front of the referee, and he went straight to the whistle.
Well, the claims are that he got ball, but it went clean through Dane Kelly, and oh boy, this is a beautiful chance for Charleston to go ahead quickly. Dane Kelly getting a bit of chance of redemption there, did a great job to get around Yombi with his pace on the previous encounter, and ended up having his shot saved by Joe Willis.
It's going to be Cuevas who's got the ball in his hands. I'm just looking at the referee. I didn't see a yellow card. He came through Kelly, and whether he got the ball or not, it was a little bit dangerous, wasn't it? And it's going to be a chance here for the Battery then to take an early lead. Cuevas to open his account for the Battery in 2014. Buries it, 1-0.
Back home and 6 minutes in, he's got a goal. How happy is the crowd here at Blackbaud Stadium to see Jose Chiva Cuevas as he rubs the badge, kisses the badge of the Battery, and he seems like he is happy to be home. Beautiful stuff there. Nice placement by Cuevas, so you'd expect nothing less. But how about the penalty over the top?
Well,
it was a great ball, wasn't it, from Mena back to Kelly?
Yeah, it was. Mena did well, and Kelly did well, actually,
right
in the earlier run of play when he got in on goal. And we should note it was a very good save from Willis to deny him at the near post. There's a free kick there, and it's Kalungi on the ball. Let's keep an eye on Kalungi. He hasn't looked sharp early in the game.
No, I know it's early for everybody in Richmond, but this is a different looking side than we saw, and only a few changes in the starting 11. But Kalungi's one of those guys who
I think he's the only change, actually.
Yeah.
I might be wrong, but
and he's been one of the guys who you see out on the field. He's kind of messed up the chemistry a little bit from Saturday and today.
Lovely touch there from Cuevas. Kelly holds off the challenge. Can he find the Antiguan right back? He can. It's Griffith with space, and he's attacking it down that right side. Cuts inside now. Griffith trying to play it down the line. He'll get the ball back himself. Cuts onto his left foot. Tries to square it. It was just behind Cuevas. Portillo works it out to Chang. In the box. So he goes through the legs of the right back Lee. But Willis is there to come and collect the loose ball.
And Dane Kelly, you know, he had a couple chances early on. He's had a few shots at goal already. None of them, one of them troubled Joe Willis, but he was able to deal with it. But he drew the penalty right there. And even though he didn't score on that occasion, that can go a long way in boosting confidence in Dane Kelly. He's been instrumental here in this first 8 minutes. He's been very involved, and that's only a good thing if you're a Charleston Battery fan.
This game is the rescheduled game from a couple of weeks ago. That's why we're playing on a Tuesday night. Not expecting a huge crowd, but there's a good few that have shown up for what is an important game, really, for both teams, particularly for the Battery. As Vercoloni, the former Battery man, keeps going. He gets it wide, and here come Richmond now on this near side with Lee. Down the line it goes to Spitz on his right foot, crosses into a good area. Oh, it strikes a player, maybe a chance for Delacat, but he could never really get it out from under his feet.
Well,
and that was comfortable in the end for Additional Cooper. Let me just say, Dane, make sure to follow at USL Pro on Twitter for all the latest updates. And Nike is a proud sponsor of USL Pro. Follow at Nike Soccer on Twitter for all the latest Nike Soccer information.
Andrew, that was nightmare stuff. Just going back to the cross from I believe it was Lee. It seemed like Jared Van Schaik just was in between decisions right there. Ducked his head, ended up getting some contact on it. Could have gone anywhere. But unfortunately for Richmond, it didn't bounce to one of the boys in the red shirts in the box.
We're live here locally on ESPN Radio, 9:10 a.m. Called in, was talking to Bobby Hartin this afternoon. I miss calling in to Bobby. It was every day during the World Cup. But
I'm sure he misses you too.
Yeah. And we are, of course, broadcasting live on the Charleston Battery YouTube channel. Thank you for joining us wherever you are this evening and welcoming us into your homes. 10th minute at Blackbaud Stadium. The Battery are 1-0 up. Spitz for Richmond as Richmond try and respond. They get it wide. Griffith across on the tackle. Good challenge. That'll be a corner kick for the Kickers.
Yeah, and he had to be sure of himself, didn't he, right there? Quentin Griffith going to ground, knowing full well he was in the box. And George Davis with a head of steam just couldn't get that first touch to get around Griffith. And a good bit of defending there by the right midfielder.
Short corner, Richmond. Portillo stopping the player from running into the box, but here's the cross. Well, blocked by Portillo. And into touch for a Richmond throw-in. That will trigger at least one of the centre-halves to trot back. Kalungi. Dane Kelly sets it for Cuevas. That's another good ball from Cuevas. He finds Kelly. Kelly pings it back to Griffith. Steps past Spitz. Right-footed ball down the line. Good ball, actually, to Chang. Chang rolls it inside to Cuevas. Cuevas the 1-2 with Chang. And here come the battery on the right side. Chang looks up. Floats one to the back post. That's going to be Lee to head it away. Cuevas wins it back. Kelly rides the challenge from Kalungi. Still going, Kelly. Into the box again. He's causing some problems. But in the end, loses possession. And Richmond can bring it away on the far side.
Sometimes he's just too strong for his own good. He's got too much belief in himself that he can hold off 2, 3, 4 defenders at a time. But impressive stuff there, trying to hold the ball up.
Kalungi and Yombi just struggling a little bit with Kelly in the early going. We'll see if they get used to him. There's contact there. It'll be a free kick for the battery. Play on, says the referee, because it's advantage Charleston. It's a jetty here for Charleston. Up to Mena. Sets it back to Emmanuel Jetty. Back to Ferguson.
You see the free-wielding sort of positioning for Charleston in the early going. Chang started over here on this near side. Now he's drifted over to the far, and it's Adam Mena over here. So lots of freedom given to these guys from Coach Anhauser.
12 minutes in. Charleston with a 1-0 lead here at Blackboard Stadium on this rare Tuesday night game. It's the only Tuesday game of the year for the battery. As Kelly sets it back. Here's Portillo. We've seen what Cuevas can do in the early going with some of his touches and with his ideas on the ball. Certainly isn't going to hurt Charleston having him. Remember, this is only his second game as Ferguson turns away from Delacat. And now here's Falvey, the captain. Out to Quentin Griffith. Chang asking for it at the halfway line.
Leaps and bounds better than the game on Saturday, though, in terms of keeping the ball, holding up play, possessing it well, and knocking the ball around, getting Richmond a chase in the early going. Of course, Richmond, this is a team that Charleston knows full well come into this game with 40 goals on the season in 19 games, so it's a team that can certainly score. They know firsthand of that just last week, the 4-0 game.
Just one loss, of course, as well, Richmond, and I was impressed by the way that they pressed the battery on Saturday and made it very difficult for Charleston to possess the ball as Yaisley drops to the ground. He just got a little touch from Jetty, but it was enough. And it'll be a free kick here for Richmond just inside the battery half.
Well, that pressing's good, but when you're down one, you got to be careful how much you press, especially early on. This is a good counter-attacking team, Charleston, that's got pace up top. So if you push up too much when you're Richmond, as they did in that Saturday game, of course, with a couple-goal cushion, you can do that and allow some mistakes at the back.
Here come Richmond on this near side. Chance for a cross. It's sent into a good area. 1-1. Yaisley heads home at the back post, and Richmond are level.
Picture-perfect stuff there from Vercoloni, and I believe it was Yaisley. A little 1-2 on this near side, and Delacat just buries it home. Easy as that, simple as you like. Gorgeous stuff from Richmond, who level it 13 minutes in.
I think it was Yaisley who finished it. Just looking back, Charleston took the lead in the 10th minute through Cuevas from... 7th minute, through Cuevas from the spot. Yaisley levels it for Richmond in the 14th. 1-1 at Blackboard Stadium. What a response from the Richmond Kickers. Here's Portillo for Charleston. Let's see if the battery can respond in turn. Well, they don't do well there as Chang loses possession, and here come Richmond now at the halfway line. Vercoloni works it wide to Lee. Down the line, it was Lee, I believe, who got the cross in, the right back, the full back. It's a throw in here for Charleston at the halfway line. The crowd's stunned by the quick response from the Kickers. It's a throw for Richmond as it comes off Mena. Quickly taken. Delacat reacts to the throw, but it's into touch. And Charleston will get the ball back now with a throw in.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect playing surface tonight for these teams. 1-1 the score.
Which was a little cause for concern, Andrew, when we were getting up this morning. Just rain's coming down. Heavens opened up, didn't they, around 9, 10 a.m. this morning? And we were in jeopardy of another one, weren't we?
Well, we had an inch of rain at the stadium this morning, but that's gone now, long gone. Let's hope it stays away as Gores smashes one down the line. That's a great diagonal ball. Yaisley mistimed the bounce, but he keeps possession for the Kickers and then loses it as it goes awkwardly off his right foot. He was just trying to drag that back, but it ran away. It'll be a goal kick for the Battery.
Contrary to what you just saw in that last touch, Yaisley's been actually one of the best players for Richmond in these last few weeks. He's really turned on and been flourishing over here on this right midfield position. You saw him in the middle getting into the mix a little bit, getting his head on the ball, but it's easy to do when you got guys like Lee and Spitz over here helping you out, providing service for you.
Yombi goes all the way back to Willis. Left-footed clearance from the goalkeeper. Delicat, he beats Falvey in the air. That's a good ball, and Charleston are stretched here. Ferguson goes to ground. He didn't get the ball, and he got the player. It's a free kick for the Richmond Kickers.
And there's a decision here.
I think that's a yellow card.
Wow.
Well, they had an argument for a red card, really, because he was certainly the last offender. And it's just a yellow for Sean Ferguson.
Well, a bit of fortune right there for Charleston, because Ferguson certainly was the last offender, went to ground, thought he could get there, and Davis just skips around him.
I think the real problem, though, is how Delicat beat two Charleston Battery defenders in the air. He drew two across, won the ball, and then it's a chase. Ferguson, who's got a bit of pace, well...
And it wasn't like Ferguson was out of position. It was just two defenders going in, trying to get that ball from Delicat, and Delicat just beat him in the aerial challenge, and now a beautiful chance set up here for the Kickers.
Suitor right footer, which would be Davis. Gores as well can hit it. Let's see if Additional Cooper's got his wall right. The Battery goalkeeper. It's going to be Davis. Through the wall and comfortable for Cooper. And it's a quick throw out for Portillo. Takes it nicely on the chest. Turns back towards a jetty. Allowed to turn in again. And looks infield. Charleston with possession. It goes up to Kelly. Lovely first touch to Chang. Chang looks up. Can he find a teammate? He squares it to Cuevas. Cuevas goes past Asante, goes to ground. The referee says not enough contact there for a free kick, and Richmond can bring it away on this near side. That gets Coach Anhauser up off the bench. A jetty goes to ground. It's all a bit loosey-goosey out there for my liking, Dane, and we'll see if one of these two teams can stamp their authority on this game.
Yeah, well, Charleston, ever since they let in the equalizer, seems to be a bit on edge, on the back foot a little bit. Richmond's trying to take control of this game as they knock it around, and they've been doing a good job so far. Charleston hasn't seen much of the ball in the attacking third since the goal.
19 minutes played. 1-1 the score. Portillo cuts out the pass. Cuevas looks up, and he finds Van Schaik, who just bursts into the little gap there. Looks for some help. He gets it wide to Mena. Mena with time to look up. He's got Griffith helping him as well, but it's Mena who sends it into a good area. Lee lets it bounce, and it's behind for a goal kick.
That's just what Jose Cuevas allows. His introduction into this team over the last week or so has really helped out guys like Justin Portillo, guys like Jared Van Schaik, because these are guys that like to push up, and Coach Anhauser wants these guys to push up. If you got good wing play with Mena, with Prince, with Chang, who's out there right now, you want those guys in the middle to push up and act as those sort of secondary strikers who might be trailing that play coming up. So you see right there, Jared Van Schaik offering that run of support with Jose Cuevas, and that's something we'll see throughout the course of the end of the season.
Here's Mena at the halfway line for Charleston. Back it goes to Griffith, who steps in field with possession and fires it across to Chang. Chang has it now across the halfway line. A jetty overlapping. Plays it inside to Cuevas. Cuevas, first touch was well into the path of Vercoloni, who shows him a clean pair of heels. Here comes Luke Vercoloni trying to step past Falvey. Now he'll turn it back to George Davis.
Shea Spitz made a considerate run through the middle of that defense. It was Vercoloni who couldn't pinpoint him out, but it was a very appetizing run. from the 27 in red.
Here's Kalungi out to Lee on this near side. Richmond push forward. Back it goes to Kalungi. And this is more like the Richmond we saw at the weekend. Down the line it goes from Kalungi, who's off target again with his pass. And Charleston will clear. Oh, it's not a good clearance from Ajeti. He'll have a second crack at it down by the corner flag and loops one away. Good touch from Cuevas. Now Chang for the battery. This game is very open. It's Chang to the halfway line. Gets it forward, looking for Kelly, but Kalungi stepped through and won it. Van Schaik wins it in the tackle in turn. And now here's Kelly. Back to Quinton Griffith. Shadows lengthening on the far side of the field over there. It's Griffith allowed to come in field with possession and still finds Dane Kelly on the far side. Now Adam Mena. Squares it to Portillo. Ajeti, the left back, joins in. Richmond back in their defensive shape. Won't be too concerned by the possession the battery has here, I would think. It's Ajeti again. Now Portillo. Everybody behind the ball for Richmond. Portillo squares it to the far side, just trying to drift it in behind the fullback Gores. It's Mena who takes possession. Right by the corner flag. Gets away from Gores. Well done. Now Van Schaik. Griffith towards Cuevas. There was a bit of contact there, but not enough. And, well, what's going on here? The referee blows his whistle. I think there must be an injury or maybe some blood. Alex Lee's going to have to come across for some attention. And the referee felt that it was enough to stop play.
Yeah, I saw him just kind of, I didn't see the contact exactly, and it's strange that he stops play without a player going down.
You know, there's
Don't
no
see any blood.
I think it's a hamstring, but
yeah.
he's stopped play here to allow Lee, I suppose, to leave the field.
Strange set of circumstances right there.
22 minutes in, we're live on ESPN Radio 9:10 a.m. It's 1-1 at Blackboard Stadium as these two old rivals go head-to-head for the second time in just 3 days. And Hugh Roberts will come in as Lee makes way.
Well, I think they knew what they were going to do. They were going to make the substitution, and Roberts had been warming up a little bit, but it seems a little precarious that they just stopped play in order to make the substitution. Not sure what the referee was thinking right there.
Yeah, not my. But I think Richmond had the ball. They were the ones bringing it away, so they'll get the ball back now with the goalkeeper Willis. Rolls it out to Kalungi. Kalungi on his right foot, the Ugandan international, sometime international. Was a teammate of Mike Azira, of course. Didn't qualify for the World Cup as Ferguson heads clear. Yaisley pumps it forward. It's Ajeti to take possession. Now Van Schaik back to Ferguson. And here's Mena at the halfway line for Charleston. Back it goes to Jared Van Schaik. He's allowed to bring it forward, but everybody bar Delicat is in front of him. He's going to have to go backwards here to Falvey. Midway through the first half. It's been a good game so far. Been very open. Charleston with the ball, but just at the halfway line. Van Schaik. Griffith up the line to Mena. And wins a throw in midway up inside the Richmond half. On the far side, the battery in the black and yellow tonight, going from right to left. This game was aborted at the 17-minute mark a few weeks back because of lightning. And we're back tonight for the rescheduled game. First time that's ever happened to the Charleston Battery at a home game in all the years they've been here at Blackboard Stadium anyway.
It's a little strange considering how much it rains around here.
Yeah, it's the lightning. Usually in Charleston, the lightning disappears when the sun goes down.
Right.
Which is what was quite weird about it, but it happens. Again, we're live on ESPN Radio, 9:10 a.m. We're live on the Charleston Battery's YouTube channel. Speaking of, every USL Pro regular season and playoff game streams live on YouTube in 2014. Features include DVR chat, social media interactivity. Subscribe for free to the Battery's YouTube channel today. Kelly holds it up, finds Van Schaik. Asante just waits. The ball comes to the ground and he takes it off him. And here come the kickers now who love to counter-attack. It's Vercoloni. Head down to the halfway line. Squares it out to the far side. Davis working against Cuevas. Spitz now for Richmond Kickers, up to Yaisley. And now Kalungi, first time ball lifted forward. Ferguson is there. Ajeti wins it back and Charleston get possession back. And will be looking to move the ball quickly when they have the ball in these kind of situations. It's been a very well organised Richmond side, getting behind the ball quickly as Portillo gets it wide, but now everyone back in their shape for Richmond. Griffith shrugs off the challenge from Davis and crosses into the middle. Kelly gets the header in, but it's wide of the target for a goal kick.
And that's better, isn't it, from the Charleston battery. Griffin blazing down that far side, looking to get a ball into the mix, and it was Dane Kelly who got ahead to it. But for the first time since they allowed that equalizer, it really seems like Charleston looking intent to push up, keep the ball a little bit. And that's really something we've noticed over the course of the season, isn't it, Andrew? That Charleston's a team that seems to let the score dictate how they play and how they're facing up against an opponent, whether they go up one or down one, instead of really finding an identity and playing throughout the whole 90 minutes as that sort of cohesive unit.
Here's Quinton Griffith across to Sean Ferguson. Ferguson midway up inside the half. Good ball forward to Chang, but that's a poor touch. He's given it to Spitz, and here come Richmond now, and it's too far forward for Delicat, who made a great run, and that was almost a dreadful error from the Cuban Chang.
Yeah, Chang makes a nightmare of it in the back, doesn't he? Wrong place to give away the ball, and actually I thought it wasn't a terrible ball from Spitz into Delicat. Delicat just I don't think it was going to get through the defenders.
There's a long ball forward for Kelly to chase, but that won't trouble Roberts, who's back there helping out the defenders. It looks like Kalungi's gone into the right back position. Roberts is going to play alongside Yombi, with Gores, of course, on his left, playing in the left back role. The full back, good header there, won by Falvey. Got above Delicat, who will relish the battle with Falvey tonight. Vercoloni to Asante, back to Roberts. Kalungi wide in this right back role. Plays it up the line. Spitz has to bring it back into Richmond's half and all the way across now to Yombi. 28th minute, Charleston 1, Richmond 1. It's Asante again. Now Spitz and Kalungi. Back to Roberts.
Just going back to the last game, Andrew, so devastating the way the first half ended for the Charleston battery, giving up 2 in the 45th minute and essentially ending that game right before halftime.
Yeah, I felt when that second goal went in before the half that it was basically game over. Davis here for Richmond. Up to Spitz. Holds it up at the edge of the 18. Now Gores. Gores will play the ball into the box. Good ball in. Headed across. Chance for Richmond. Saved by Cooper. And it just didn't sit down for the follow-up. It was begging to be finished off, that chance.
That's an amazing bit of reaction time from Odesno Cooper, who didn't know much about the deflection, and it fell for George Davis perfectly, who just got a little winding swing at it, and it was point-blank range, but right there was Odesno Cooper.
Kelly comes to collect the ball at halfway line, but doesn't make it, and Richmond have come right back into this game. They're running it at the moment. They've had the better of the possession in the last few minutes and created one very good chance. Should probably have taken the lead. It's Asante for the Kickers. The battery on their heels defending. Now everyone for the battery behind the ball, with Roberts squaring it to Yombi. Charleston will allow Richmond possession here as it comes across to Asante. And now he just steps past Dane Kelly and brings it forward. Played square to Davis, and Vercoloni works it out to Gores on the far side, the left back. Look how far up the field he is, almost midway up inside the battery half. Roberts now forced into the game because of the injury to Lee. Kalungi squares it to Asante, and Charleston are just chasing at the moment, not getting too close to the ball either. 15 minutes to go till the break as Spitz sets it back to Vercoloni. Out to this near side. Chance maybe for Yaisley to cross it. Sets it back to Kalungi. Kalungi with a right-footed cross. headed away by the battery. Spitz helps it back, and Asante keeps the possession alive for Richmond. He goes past Cuevas. Ajeti steps in to win the ball back. Can Charleston hang on to it? They can, because Cuevas finds Michael Chang. Looks up, and it's back across for Portillo. Goes to ground. Can't find the pass to Mena, and Charleston lose possession at the halfway line.
Well, it was a chance to spring a counterattack, wasn't it? Portillo couldn't quite catch up to it. Chang left a little too much on that pass through the middle of the park.
Flag is up here. It'll be a free kick for the battery. The offside decision going Charleston's way. And the possession just falling into Richmond's favour here. And of course, it makes it so hard physically when you're chasing the game for so long, although some teams are masterful at it, it would seem.
Not to mention the game over the weekend that they spend chasing the whole game as well, down 4-0. So it's going to be something to keep an eye on over the second half of the course of this game. It is really how everybody's legs are holding up. Of course, Coach Anhauser did make a few changes in the middle of the park to maybe get some fresh legs in there, but there's no doubt that all the chasing that the Charleston Battery have done between last game and this game.
Good touch there from Asante. Dane, sorry, here come Richmond across the halfway line through the gap. Ferguson's touch actually fell to Delicat. The good tackle came in, but it's Kalungi first to the loose ball, and the battery under the cosh here. 32nd minute. It's Kalungi. Plays it back to Yombi inside the Richmond half. Charleston does have Dane Kelly up front tonight from the opening whistle, which, if they can get the ball forward, he can certainly cause problems with his pace. At the moment, though, it's Richmond enjoying the better of it. Roberts steps to the left of Cuevas, up to Davis. Davis, Vercoloni, Spitz, interchange pretty much at will there. I know with Asante. It's a very dynamic midfield they have.
Excuse me, Andrew. I know a lot of the Richmond fans will be disappointed to see Alex Lee head to the bench early with maybe what seemed to be a hamstring knock or what, but while it does kind of take away from the attacking end of the field, they've looked better defensively, especially with Kalungi pushed out wide. Hugh Roberts has done a good job coming in and shoring things up in the middle with Yombi so far.
Griffith just has to play that long, looking for Dane Kelly, who brings it down on the chest, but it's straight into touch for a Richmond kicker's throw-in. Throw comes in. Asante takes it. No pressure on him. Squares it across to Kalungi. Van Schaik telling Ajeti to come across and keep an eye on Spitz. It's Roberts for Richmond. The substitute opts to go back to Willis in goal. On loan from DC United, Joe Willis.
This is about the 5th time we've seen Joe Willis at this stadium this year.
Yeah, well, of course, last year it was Dykstra who looks like he's won the role of second string goalkeeper in DC. Willis was there last year. Dykstra, the former Battery man. It'll be a throw for the Charleston Battery here. Cuevas looking to take it quickly and finds Chang. Bit of possession perhaps for the Battery. Chang swings one into a decent area, but it's Gauze to head away. Kalungi underneath it. Comes off awkwardly, and Cuevas to the loose ball first. Turns past Kalungi, who knocks him down. Play on, says the referee. Not enough contact again, as Cuevas tried to get something going there. Now Asante for Richmond.
Now Mena's got to get back. Griffith a little out of position, only momentarily though, because he is so quick.
Here's Vercoloni for the Richmond kickers. Gets it square to Gauze at the halfway line. Richmond with the ball with Asante inside the centre circle. Plenty of numbers ahead to find, and it's Spitz now who takes up the running. Good tackle from Ajeti to take it off his toes. And now here's Cuevas. Kelly wants the ball early. Cuevas floats it up to Dane Kelly. He'll do well to keep possession over there, which he does. He brings it under control, turns towards goal, and now backwards to Cuevas. Cuevas, he was just watching the game there, Van Schaik, but he does keep possession alive. Now Griffith.
Even right there, though, when Dane Kelly takes it down, he takes 3-4 touches, and there's nobody offering support. You got to expect Chang or Mena to be making those runs down the side of the flanks.
Not a lot of movement ahead of Ajeti, and it goes backwards now to Ferguson. Very humid night here. not blazingly hot. Van Schaik to Falvey. 10 minutes to go till half-time. Falvey across to Sean Ferguson. Back to Falvey. Richmond are okay with the Battery possessing inside the half, it would seem. No pressure from them, and that ball finds its way through to Cuevas, who has a crack from distance. It'll come back to Portillo, whose shot is taken waist high by Willis. He was actually dropping down to his knees as he took it. He just bobbled it a second, but picks it up, and no real problems for the big goalkeeper.
Yeah, I don't know if you're going to find a more clinical striker of the ball than Justin Portillo. He can hit it just about any way he wants. He can do with anything that he wants with the ball, and we were actually out in training, and he was hitting those sort of Ronaldo knuckling free kicks, and at that time it came up to him in the run of play and just had a shot on goal. Troubled Willis just a little bit with the short hop.
Kelly's just offside there. Roberts did a good job. He kept him off as the ball is played through. 37th minute here at Blackboard Stadium. Charleston Battery 1, Richmond Kickers 1. We've had an open and entertaining game. Just one goal apiece though. The referee wants the ball placed exactly right, which it is now, I think. Willis hits it long, left-footed clearance. Yaisley gets the position on Falvey, gets the ball down, but it's Charleston who clear into the far side. Griffith rolls it short to Justin Portillo.
They've been enjoying their success up top against the back four, against the Battery, haven't they? Yaisley and Delicate. Yaisley, excuse me. Yeah, they've been really dominant in the air against Ferguson, against Falvey, who are generally so steady in those aerial balls.
Well, Delicate, I think, would do well against most central defenders in that sort of battle. Vastly experienced, of course, now. 13 goals on the year. I'm not sure if anyone's going to score more than that. Still a long way to go. He's having a cracker. Very much in the autumn of his playing career, you would say. Here's Vercolonia, former Battery player. Gets it to Asante. Asante works it out to Kalungi. Allowed to take a touch. Look up. Worked out to this near side. Ajeti is in with a challenge. He's asking for Ferguson, who was watching the game but not the ball. And it's into a good area, and Cooper is there for the Battery. And I tell you what, sometimes it looks to me like the players are not fully switched on, Dane.
Yeah, you know, right there, it was Ajeti who took a chance and then got around him, and he was hoping that Ferguson was right there having his backup, but Ferguson was kind of caught in a couple decisions and ended up having it work out for him okay. Kalungi, though, with a great bit of vision there from the middle of the park, looking for that dashing run through the box.
That's a good ball there from Sean Ferguson, and now Ajeti, the left back, can whip it into the area. It's away by Yombi. Vercoloni, great chested touch, and it's 4 against 4 as Richmond try and counter-attack. Now the Battery get numbers back. Vercoloni with the outside of the foot gets it wide to Spitz, waiting for the run of Delicate. Here comes the cross. Good ball in. Ferguson volleys away, but only as far as Vercoloni gets it to Davis. It's George Davis the fourth. Squares it to Asante. Portillo is there, but it's Yaisley. Well, he just lost possession as he turned into trouble, and the Battery have it back. This is where Kelly, if they do send it long, needs to work very hard. And that will be a throw-in for the Richmond Kickers. Well played by Roberts.
Hasn't had much daylight since Roberts came into the center of the park, Dane Kelly. And that's just kind of, it's attributed to the way the game's gone in particular. Charleston with a little less of the ball, a little less in the attacking third. And now Dane Kelly's going to have his touches a bit more abbreviated. He's going to have to work hard, like you said, Andrew, against a few defenders.
It's going well for Richmond, though, here with Kalungi on this right side. Squares it inside to Vercoloni. He's got Asante free to his right. The pressure coming, but slowly. Yaisley sets it wide. He showed too much of that to Griffith, who does have some pace. It's 2 against 2 here as Griffith counter-attacks for the Battery. Holds it up, looks for some help. He's got Kelly wide. It's a shot from Griffith. Wide, well, just high of the crossbar. Goal kick.
And that's a dangerous pass. Anytime you lag one out there, anytime in the zone of Quentin Griffith, he's going to make a run for it. And right there, intercepts it, and he's down the field. And the blink of an eye and didn't have much for options. I think he made the right decision in trying to just have one at goal. Unfortunately for the Battery, he couldn't quite keep it on target.
5 minutes to go till the break. If you're a Battery fan, you're probably hoping to get Cuevas on the ball a little more. He's drifted away from the game a little bit in the last few minutes. Although credit to the Kickers, it's really because of the possession that they've enjoyed. And now here's Van Schaik after a touch from Cuevas, who trots forward to try and give Roberts something to think about. It's Mena now, inside to Portillo. Works a bit of a space away from Asante. A left-footed ball looking to get Cuevas going in the box. It's parried away by the Kickers. The Battery keep possession.
Look how tight everything is, though. Once they get into that attacking third, there's 8 guys behind the ball.
Ajeti sends one in. It's headed behind. Well, yes, behind by Kalungi. And I think that's the first corner kick of the game for the Charleston Battery. 41st minute here at Blackboard Stadium. Well, here's the other positive news for the Battery. They have Cuevas to take the set pieces, and across comes the young midfielder. You can hear the fans getting into it below us. Cuevas on this near side with a corner for the Charleston Battery. Sends it to the back of the 18-yard box, headed away by Richmond. It'll be another corner, this time from the opposite side. Oh, he's given a goal kick. Looked like it came off one of the Richmond centre halves. No too many protests from Falvey, so perhaps it came off him last.
Well, you could see who he was gearing up for, who he was targeting. It was Colin Falvey, and how many times have we seen those dynamic duos pair up for good things off a set piece?
1-1 the score. We're approaching the halfway mark in this USL Pro match. We're coming to you live from Charleston, South Carolina, in the Deep South. Live on ESPN Radio, 9:10 a.m. Falvey snaps the header away. Cuevas loses the 50-50 challenge to Gores, and Asante works it out to Davis, who took his eye off it under his shoe. And he's got those little knitted shoes on Davis that they were wearing in the World Cup. It's a throw-in for the Battery. Here's Portillo. And back it goes to Colin Falvey. Ferguson now, and that's a good pass out to Chang. He misses out Ajeti, inviting the fullback into the game. Chang goes backwards, though, to Van Schaik, and it's all the way back to Ferguson. Game slows to a walking pace here as Falvey sends it forward, and it's chested down by Dane Kelly, and now Mena has possession on the far side. Little step over, 2 players ahead of him, chips it into a good area, and the keeper comes out. Kelly can't get the volley away. It looked like a handball by Jose Cuevas,
yeah,
to be
that was
fair.
silly right there by Jose. He went up and challenged it, just like Joe Willis did. Looked like a goalkeeper, but
I think he clearly handled the ball. The referee didn't see it as Cuevas turns into a bit of trouble. That's behind, though, for a corner kick. Cuevas going with the by hook or by crook approach. I think Coach Cowlishaw not too impressed, though. It's amazing how everyone can see it apart from the referee sometimes.
Yeah, it seemed like just about everybody saw it.
Free corner kick for the Battery, taken short by Cuevas. Change of the angle, good ball into a good area. It's away by Richmond. The counter-attack is on, but Griffith is there. Gets it back to Ajeti at the halfway line. Brings it across to this near side. Still got numbers forward, the Battery. Ajeti cuts inside. He needs to find a teammate if he can. And it's back to the right back, Quinton Griffith. Down the line for Cuevas. Just shrugs Gores off and goes back to Griffith again. Plays it forward early, looking for Kelly. Headed square and into the hands of the goalkeeper, Joe Willis.
Bit unsure by Yambi right there, who got a touch on it. Not sure how much he knew about sending it all the way on back to Joe Willis. It was Dane Kelly right there, hoping for a mistake, but
he's pretty
the youngster, Defender of the Year finalist last year in 2013. 2 Defender of the Year finalists on the field from last year.
Yeah, I think there's a few teams that would like William Yombi in their back four. Definitely key figure for this Richmond team. Here's Asante now for the Richmond Kickers. As we approach half-time, it's an early ball through. It'll bounce through to the goalkeeper, Adisnell Cooper. And let's keep an eye on the 4th official to see how much time we'll have added on at the end of the first half. I'm guessing 2 minutes, 1 for each goal, but we shall see. Van Schaik, under pressure from Yaisley, goes backwards to Griffith, and switched well out to this near side to Ajeti, who's got acres of space ahead of him. Cuts inside Yaisley, finds Portillo, evades the challenge from Spitz, and swings it out to Chang. 1 minute has been added on. Chang with possession. Actually, men are on the far side. Down the line for Griffith. Now Chang. Left-footed ball drifting across. It's behind everybody, and it'll run out for a throw-in on this near side. Dane, just quickly, sir, your thoughts on the first half?
Well, a great start by the home squad. I mean, they came out, they did exactly what they intended to do, getting that early goal, but then give a lot of credit to Richmond because they came back, they fought hard. They made the best of what was a beautifully constructed goal over here on this near side between Lee, Spitz, and Yaisley, excuse me. Ever since then, though, it's kind of been neck and neck. I think even the unbiased fan would agree that Richmond has been the team with the more of the possession, but Charleston's kind of finding themselves back into this game as we close out the first half.
There's the whistle for the end of the first half. We're going to go to break. When we come back, the halftime show live from Blackboard Stadium. The score at halftime, Charleston Battery 1, Richmond Kickers 1.
America's top travel magazine named Charleston the best city in the nation, so it's no secret that people are flocking here. But people from all over the world come to MUSC for our unparalleled expertise year after year. Maybe that's why so many national organizations invest in our breakthroughs and why so many of the world's top doctors continue to join us. So while Charleston's magnetic draw may not surprise you, we wanted to remind you about ours. MUSC, changing what's possible.
Pretty much like for like, in my opinion. The Battery in the black and yellow, they're going to be going from left to right in this second half. Dana Lucas, what do we look for in the first 5 minutes of this game?
Well, you got to think both of these teams are going to want to be the first ones to put that go-ahead goal up. And Charleston, they went into half playing well, but can they recreate that form as they did of going into the half at the end of the 45 minutes? Richmond, it's come as you are, do what you do best, attack, get those chances when you can. Interesting substitution at the change though, with Shea Spitz coming out. For me, I thought he was one of Richmond's best players, but perhaps looking forward, this has been a busy week. It will be a busy week for Richmond and Charleston Battery, so wouldn't be surprised to see too many more subs come into this game in the second 45.
Don't have the Richmond schedule in front of me, so I can't tell you, but I do know the Battery have got Arizona on Saturday night. Then it's a quick turnaround for a Monday game in Montreal against the Impact. I'm not sure if that's been announced yet, but the Battery are going to head up and play Montreal Impact Monday night. Let's see, we've got Richmond here tonight. Then it's Harrisburg at Richmond Saturday night. Head out to City Stadium to watch that game if you're in the area, followed by a game on Friday, August 1st, as Richmond head to Wilmington. That's going to be a good game, and you can watch that live on the Wilmington Hammerheads YouTube channel. Charleston are going to get us back underway here. We're live on ESPN Radio 9, 10 a.m. Charleston with the ball at their feet. The referee with the whistle in his mouth. Second half kickoff on tap. There it is, and away we go at Blackboard Stadium. Van Schaik flicks it back to Ajeti, who pushes to the halfway line. Takes a little look up, drills it across. That was a bit risky from Ajeti. I mean, there's no call for risky passes, I wouldn't think. And that may have raised an eyebrow from the bench. It's Portillo for the Battery. That's better. Nice short pass out to Falvey, who is one of the players trusted to play it long on occasion. This time, though, it's Griffith working it back to Ferguson. And now Van Schaik picks it up the running on the far side, across the halfway line. Rolls it into the gap for Chang. It pings back at Van Schaik. Forward now to Cuevas, who couldn't turn with possession. He got caught in possession, and the counter-attack is on for the Kickers. It's that quick burst from Arbeles, who showed a lot of that to Jared Van Schaik. It was a crunching tackle. The referee says play on. Arbeles stays down, and it'll be a free kick. Well, it will be a throw-in for the Richmond Kickers when play resumes. The Richmond player is not happy, and I think he got the ball. It was one of those where Arbeles just turned and was immediately going to get crunched.
Well, it was a lovely little move by Arbeles. That was his first touch in the game. And those kind of hurt a little more when you get sent to the ground and the ball gets away from you after a good move like that. So Arbeles, I think he'll be fine over there on the far side, just shaking it off. But
sometimes you get an opportunity to make a tackle and come through the player. It wasn't from behind. It was a good challenge, in my opinion. The referee thought so as well. The official on the other side's come across for a word, so we'll see if he changes his mind here. We do get the occasional overruled moment in this game, as we saw on Saturday when Richmond had a penalty that was overruled by the official on the far side. I think in this instance, though, it's just going to be a Richmond throw-in.
Bit of delaying the inevitable over there on
he's
Saturday.
given it. No, he's given a free kick. So perhaps he saw something in the end, courtesy of the official on the far side. It's a free kick for the Richmond Kickers from just inside the half. That
Coach Anheuser's not going to be happy about that.
Very unhappy as the ball comes into the middle. It takes a nice deflection across. Griffith is there, pumps it clear hard, but it's straight to Asante. Out to Davis now. Back to Gores. Strokes the ball forward for Vercoloni. Cushions the touch to Davis. Good football from Richmond. Davis trying to get past Griffith. The ball comes back to Gores. Squares to Asante. Looks up and goes all the way back to Roberts at the halfway line. Arbeles, who's recovered from his little knock he got, turns away with possession from Cuevas, and then outside of the foot finds Gores on this near side. Gores strokes the ball forward. Good ball in. Free header for Ferguson, and he picks out Mena with the headed pass. Mena tries to play it forward, but it's won back by Richmond quickly, and now Gores rolls it back to Yombi. Richmond back in control. 49th minute. Charleston Battery 1. Richmond Kickers 1. Kalungi on the far side, who after a kind of a nervous start has come back solidly into this game. There's Roberts all the way back to Willis, who hits it away left-footed first time. Free header for Griffith. Snaps the header downfield. Kelly's touch is straight to Vercoloni, and Yombi goes in very, very strongly, but he got the ball. Cuevas appealing. And Coach Anhauser up off the bench looking on. And I think saying that that's not a lot different than the one that you gave a free kick for at the other end.
Right, maybe it wasn't a free kick, but they made a thought that they deserved it after the last one on...
Well, that's a lovely ball in from Gores. It's headed down by the battery, not fully away. Yaisley with a bicycle kick attempt. We'll give him...
You could call it that.
Yeah, he missed it, but it's behind for a goal kick. Good try. And Charleston with the ball back now with Mena. Back it goes to Griffith, the right back. Flicks it forward. Cuevas cushions the touch. Can't keep possession alive. Vercoloni is in very quickly. He's on his own there. Cuevas, and it's Arbalez now across to Kalungi. He scoops it across to Davis. That's not a bad ball. Davis trying to work it onto his right foot. Gets around Portillo, plays it forward. Good defending from Ferguson, and it's a Jetty who clips it away. Cushioned touch from Kelly. Nicely done. And it's Griffith again. Charleston struggling to string passes together, though. Mena just holds off Gores, and he's got around Gores to the byline, perhaps. That'll be a throw-in for the Charleston battery, as Mena, I think, opts there to take a throw-in and just take the pressure off for a second.
And what Charleston's going to want to do is keep everything wide so it opens up that space in the middle for Jose Cuevas. He's going to be the orchestrator from here on out for the battery, and it's going to be him that needs that space in the middle, hoping that Chang and Mena can open it up for him.
Cuevas drills that across the middle. Van Schaik gets to the loose ball first. Here's Mena, but he's offside. He was coming from an offside position, and it will be a free kick for the Richmond Kickers inside the 18-yard box.
And I'm sure he was getting an earful from Cuevas, telling him to let it roll, let it go through, because Cuevas was in with a charge right there, splashing into the box, and he could have had a chance at goal, but instead Mena just puts a touch on it and draws the offside flag.
Yaisley does well in the air there, beats Griffith. Delicat holds it up and now turns and looks to get down the line. He just looks so... I was just going to say, he looks so full of running these days, and then he dribbles it into touch. 52nd minute, Charleston Battery 1, Richmond Kickers 1. Here at Blackboard Stadium, this is the rescheduled USL Pro match. Game from a few weeks ago, cancelled after 17 minutes. Yaisley challenging Griffith. Concedes another throw-in. Down the line it goes from Griffith. Headed down, but it's Portillo onto the loose ball. He's had a good game tonight, Portillo. Now Van Schaik. Ajeti starts his run. It's not a bad ball if Ajeti can get on the end of it. It's asking a lot, and it'll actually be Chang, the closest player. He's going to try and force Roberts into a clearance, which he does. It'll be a throw-in for the battery. Level with the 18 on the far side. It's a quick throw from Ajeti. Second half action here from Blackboard Stadium. Portillo rolls it up to Mena. Mena gets it wide to Griffith. That's better from Charleston. Griffith running at Davis, gets by him, plays it into the middle, touched away. Cuevas almost got on the end of it, but it's great defending in the end from Richmond, and they work it out to this near side. Yaisley pulls back inside onto his right foot, down the line for Delicat. Nice little reverse pass. Delicat has a glance up, squares it into a great area. Oh, what a ball. Charleston get it away just about with Ajeti.
This game really starting to open up. You can see back and forth, free-flowing stuff right here. And that was a great ball from Yaisley into Delicat.
Here's Portillo up to Cuevas. Cuevas to Portillo. At the halfway line. The game is opening up, no question about it. And Portillo drifts one across to Dane Kelly. Turns towards Kalungi and just steps away from him. Has a crack on the right foot. Good save by Willis down to his left. I thought it was going to get away from him.
Yeah, you know, that's the first one that Dane Kelly's actually had a good look at, put it on target, and really, really tested Joe Willis. Willis was fully sprawled out, just got the fingertips to it. And like you said, it was close right there.
Yaisley volleys into the stands, and it'll be a throw-in for Charleston. So a quick response from the battery after they were opened up by Richmond on this near side. work from Dane Kelly as Chang holds it up here at the halfway line. Just inside Richmond's half, actually. Now forward to Cuevas. Just about gets it back to Chang. Chang slots it forward to Cuevas. This time, they say no free kick. Not enough contact again. Well, 3 or 4 times he's gone to ground looking for some help from the referee. But this referee not seeing enough there, and I can't say I disagree.
Well, you start to build a reputation if you go down a little too easily. Boy, that cried wolf. Everybody's heard of that. And that time, I believe it was Cuevas who actually did get some contact, perhaps deserving of a free kick. And you know he's always going to go down in that sort of situation because he does like to have a go at goal from the set piece. But the referee all too keened in on his cheekiness.
That's a good ball as Cuevas.
Wow.
Oh, he does well to get away from Asante. Gets it to Mena. Mena steps inside. Now Portillo. Portillo forward to Chang. Heavy touch, but he gets it wide for Ajeti. Plays it into the area. Roberts could probably have let that one go. It's behind for a corner kick.
Beautiful stuff there from Jose Cuevas, and that opens up a chance from the set piece. Good bit of work, though. They're working the ball from side to side well. They're opening up this defense a little bit, and that's what you got to do to find those spaces within this Richmond defense. It's a very disciplined, very organized defensive set. Right now, a chance to break it off the set piece.
Cuevas with the free kick, with the corner kick for the Battery from the far side in front of the supporters section. Swings it into the back post again. Oh, it's punched away by Willis. And Kelly there first, turns towards goal. Back it goes to Griffith. They're lining up at the back post. Griffith swings it in. It's a poor ball, though. And Richmond happy just to lump it and scoop it clear, really, to Portillo at the halfway line. Drifts one over the left back over there. Arbolez caught back, out of position a little bit. Chang with a step over. Right-footed ball into a good area again, and it's Yombi who volleys clear. And it's Portillo over there to try and challenge Yaisley, but Van Schaik had fouled Yaisley. It's a free kick for Richmond. Good spell of pressure from the Battery. 10 minutes into the second half, 1-1 the score.
Advantage I thought might have been on there for Yaisley, but instead it whistled back off that little leaping effort from Jared Van Schaik.
Here's Davis running at Griffith, who stops him in his tracks, wins possession, and clips the ball towards Kelly at the halfway line. That'll be a free kick for the Battery as Yombi handles the ball.
I don't think there's anything he did in terms of the contact right there, but instead just happened to pop up and hit him on the just below the shoulder.
In a very closely contested, hard-fought game, this USL Pro action on a Tuesday night from Blackboard Stadium. I think 22-14 is the attendance here at Blackboard Stadium. It's a shame, you know, because the game that these teams played the other week, it was just about a full house.
Yeah, it was. What was it, family night back then?
It was MUSC's night.
There you go.
The sports medicine provider for the Battery, the local hospital, as Griffith plays it back, and Charleston's seemingly growing in confidence here with Ferguson on the ball, out to the far side, 57 minutes in, 1-1 the score. It's Ajeti down the line to Chang, pops back to Ajeti at the halfway line. This time he goes forward to Kelly. Kelly turns, and he goes. The referee says not enough contact. Again, it looked like Roberts was just hanging on to him a little bit.
Yeah, that's one of those ones. It's up to the referee, his discretion. It seemed like a foul, but that ball had some length on it right there. It was always going to be tough for Dane Kelly to track it down, and I think that's where the whistle is justified by not being blown.
Cooper comes to collect it at the edge of the 18. Thought about rolling it out to Ferguson. Richmond are going to actually try and make him punt it downfield here, and that's what he's going to have to do. Hits it long. Roberts and Kelly underneath it. Roberts heads straight to Cuevas, running at the Richmond back four. Gets it wide to Mena, asking the winger to get forward and get at Gores. It's Mena working against Gores. Little step over, goes by him, chips it across the middle. Down it comes. Portillo can't get the shot away. Good football from Mena. Now here's Van Schaik. Well, he could have had a crack there, but he goes wide to Ajeti. Now Portillo and Charleston keep possession. It's Van Schaik. Out to Chang. Running at the Richmond players. Gets it back to Van Schaik. They've got 3 or 4 in the middle of the Battery here. Here's Ajeti. Heavy touch. Pings it forward. Roberts is there, though, and takes possession away in the end. Well, they had 3 or 4 chances to cross it, and they just lost it in the end, the Battery. And here come Richmond on the counter-attack. Charleston dig in with some hard challenges, And it's won back by Jetty and Portillo at the halfway line.
It's been a great 13 minutes in this opening half. Both these teams coming out to play. Both these teams want that go-ahead goal.
Second half here at Blackboard Stadium as Griffith uses his pace to get away from Yaisley. We're approaching, the 59th minute here. We're almost at the hour mark. It's Falvey for the Battery. Squares it to Ferguson. Big game tonight for Charleston. Richmond, well, they're probably already thinking about seeding for the playoffs. Great season that they have had so far. It's Falvey for Charleston at the halfway line. Strikes it straight into the backside of Davis. Gets it forward now to Kelly. Kelly turns, tries to get away from Yombi, and just rolled it forward, but he misses the target, misses the pass, and Richmond have it back now with Asante. Richmond are preparing a double substitution. We'll get to that in just a second as Kalungi rolls it back inside to Arbalez. Out to this near side. That's a good ball. Gore's first time ball cushioned inside to Vercoloni. Back it goes to Asante. We're at the hour mark. Arbalez wide to Kalungi. He picks out the pass to Davis. Still Davis trying to get it wide. Now maybe a chance for a cross. This is where Richmond are dangerous. It strikes the Battery player. It's behind for a corner kick.
Well, you said it, Andrew. That is exactly where Richmond are dangerous, and you got some substitutions here. We'll see who they come in for, but...
Is he going to wait till after the corner, or are they coming in now?
I think they might, no?
I think he's bringing Delacat off for a rest.
Oh, man, I'd leave him in at least for one more corner, wouldn't you say?
That's what I'm thinking as well, but Coach Cowlishaw knows best. Delacat is going to make way for Robinson, and Gores will make way for Johnson. So some fresh legs here for the Richmond Kickers on the hour mark, and they have a chance to threaten with a corner kick from the far side. Johnson will go straight forward, the big defender. He's what, 6'3"?
He's a big boy.
Corner kick, Richmond Kickers on the hour mark. Here it comes into a good area again. Chested down by Robert, hooked away by Charleston. Kelly helps the ball away with a header. Headed back inside by Richmond. Falvey heads backwards, and Cooper is there. Good controlled header there from Colin Falvey, and it's a quick throw to Quinton Griffith, who makes some space up on this near side. Now Portillo cuts back inside. He finds Chang. Chang gets the ball from out of his feet and finds Cuevas. Cuevas looks to slip it into the gap for Kelly. Kelly on his left foot has a shot. It's on target. Comfortable save for Willis.
This seems like a match, Andrew, that it would really benefit Charleston to have two strikers where Dane Kelly could pair up with somebody up top. Jose Cuevas, he's playing that more central attacking role, and it's left Dane Kelly with a load of responsibility up there, whether it's holding up play, making runs through the box, and I think if he just had a little help, that might open some things up. And we got a substitution right here coming for the Charleston Battery that might work to fruition.
It's Cooper who's getting ready to come, Cordovez getting ready to come in. Not Cooper, the goalkeeper, is Yaisley, who comes to collect it, finds Arbalez, gets it wide here to Robinson, running up against Griffith, but well, that ball never went out, ref.
Yeah,
and he's given the Battery a throw in there. That is a strange decision.
Wow.
Coach Cowlishaw not happy. It's Cuevas who will make way for Eviel Cordovez for the Battery.
Wonderful stuff there. Great to see the little guy back in again. Jose Cuevas put in a great shift, and he's going to be fun to watch over the course of the rest of this 14, excuse me, that's what year we're in, campaign. He was good, but just finding his form a little bit as he comes into this season. Just a week old in his eyes.
Got the goal tonight, Jose Cuevas, that put Charleston ahead for just a few minutes. Richmond fought back gamely, and here come the kickers now across the halfway line. Robinson brings it wide. Arbalez rather. Johnson plays it inside to Vercoloni. Now Robinson dispossessed, and Griffith. Oh, heavy touch from Quinton Griffith. Lovely touch from Vercoloni. There's a good ball into a good area. It's headed over the top, and it'll be a goal kick for the Battery.
That's how quick they can punish you, though. Just a heavy touch there from Griffith. Vercoloni takes over 2 touches, and he puts one right into the mixer. And it was a decent header from a tough angle.
If that's on frame, it's very difficult to stop from that kind of range. As Van Schaik squares it to Colin Falvey. Now here's Quinton Griffith. First time ball to find Portillo. Portillo into the gap, but too much pace on it, straight through to Willis in goal.
Well, this game has just been begging for another goal. You get the idea that we aren't done at 1-1. This game is most certainly going to see at least one more goal. The question is, who will it come from and when will it come?
We shall see as Griffith heads into touch. It'll be a throw-in now for the Richmond Kickers. Johnson backwards to Yombi, the solid performer that he is. Goes all the way back to Willis. Charleston with a 2-man front line, looking for points here at home against the second place team in USL Pro. Yombi clips it forward. Oh, the referee bought it, you know.
Tiki-taka sort of stuff right there. And a
Jetty's not happy. I mean, Cuevas would be the one that should really be complaining, because he's gone down a bit like Davis there a few times, but the ref never gave him a free kick. It is a free kick for Richmond at the halfway line. 65 minutes in, Charleston Battery 1, Richmond Kickers 1. Vercoloni over the ball, the former Battery midfielder. Played for Coach Anhauser earlier in his career. Well, furious with Kalungi because he kicked it straight into touch. Quick throw for the Battery. Chang forward for Cordovez. Good first touch back to his fellow Cuban, and he's going to ask Cordovez to keep going here. Asante tackled, throwing Richmond down by the corner flag.
Well, Michael Chain, he's been one of the most improved players over the course of the season right there. He just needs to lead Cordovez a little bit more. It seems like those two have a great understanding between each other.
Defected from the Cuban national team together. As the tackles come flying in on the far side. It'll be a throw-in for the Battery. Richmond were just messing about with it a little bit there, and Charleston get a throw-in, and they work it quickly to Van Schaik. Van Schaik looks up. He's got Falvey coming across now. Forward it goes to Mena. Cushions it back, plays it back to Falvey. Falvey looks up. Thought about just chipping it into Cordovez, which he does now, but straight into the goalkeeper, and they probably need to come up with a little bit better than that from a creative standpoint.
Well, this is the time that Coach Anhauser likes to put Cordovez in, because he is that sort of difference maker, especially in a game like this where Richmond has allowed Charleston some space in the attacking third. He's the kind of guy who just needs one touch and a vision at goal, and he can put a charge into it. So I'm sure we'll see at least one occasion where he looks to put a shot on goal and test Joe Willis.
Charleston conceding a midfielder here, incidentally, to have that second forward.
Yeah.
And we'll see how that works out, because Richmond do have that extra player in midfield.
You know, right before the substitution, I was talking about how 2 strikers would really help this game out for Charleston.
Van Schaik gives it away there, not in a good area, and here come Richmond with Robinson down the line for Johnson. Keeps it in play. Let's hope the official agrees. Well, he showed too much of it to Griffith, and Van Schaik sends it to Mena. Mena up to the halfway line, into touch, throwing Richmond Kickers.
Just getting back to that point, Andrew, when I was talking about the strikers up top and how Dane Kelly might be helped out, I was assuming that Jose Cuevas would be on the pitch still and providing that service in the middle of the park. But what Charleston has really struggled without Cuevas over the course of the season is that connection from the middle of the field to the strikers.
It's Richmond here in the midfield with Asante and now Vercoloni. Still going Vercoloni, just a foraging run forward. He gets it wide. 68th minute. Back it comes to Asante. No pressure on the ball. He's got time to look up. He rolls it forward. Pings off Ferguson, but Asante first to the loose ball. Plays it square to Robinson. Arbalez. Down the line it goes to Kalungi. Gets the cross in, and it's headed away by Ferguson, but it's Richmond who gather up possession again. Asante, again, allowed to turn towards goal. He plays it back to Yombi. Johnson is the free player now on this near side. Mena comes across. Yombi squares it to Roberts. And the ball finds the free midfielder on the far side this time with Vercoloni. Charleston just struggling a little bit here as Richmond passing it into the midfield. Here it comes again. A Jetty with a wild challenge. He misses the ball and the player. Davis foraging forward. He gets it wide. Maybe a chance for a cross. Yaisley asking for it played early. Here's Robinson. Squares it to Vercoloni. Robinson again on his right foot. He'll have a shot. It takes a nasty deflection, and Cooper has to stretch, but stops it going out for a corner kick.
Good work there from Cooper. And you said it, Andrew. I mean, you can really sense that Charleston is starting to get a little heavy-legged after the game on Saturday, coming back and really putting good effort in against this Richmond squad, who will always make you chase, always make you run.
Roberts comes over the top of Dane Kelly. Johnson, well, he's given a free kick, I think quite rightly, because he came over Kelly, and it was just that direct pass out of the back. It's resulted in an attacking free kick here for the Charleston Battery.
It's from an awkward angle, isn't it? Just in the middle of the park.
Well, I'm just looking at Van Schaik. He's just trying to move the ball forward a few inches because it's a long way out, to be fair. I'm not sure whether this is really in range. Maybe for someone who strikes it with power, like a Quinton Griffith.
Yeah, there you go.
And up comes Griffith now. The crowd certainly want a shot. We've played 70 minutes, 20 to go. 1-1 the score.
It's the kind of distance, though, that gives you options. You can have a few different goes at it, and that might go about confusing Joe Willis as to how to play this, what wall to set up. And
I think Willis is a good shot stopper. I'm just not so convinced by him coming on the cross, and it is swung in. Well, that is disappointing in the end. I think there was a bit of confusion between the takers, and in the end it's just drifting across for a goal kick.
Yeah, it just seemed like the timing was off, didn't it? Jared Van Schaik steps up to it, and the rest of his teammates had no idea that they should have been making a run on goal. And terrible execution there, and a set piece gone, slipping through the fingers.
You've got to think Richmond are going to enjoy the better of the possession here in the last 20 minutes. Charleston are going to need to take advantage of the chances that they get as Griffith goes into the challenge very strongly. Heavy touch from Van Schaik, and he left it in, and down goes Vercoloni rather, and it's a free kick for Richmond, quite rightly, at the halfway line.
Yeah, you got to think so. It was Van Schaik who was in a little late, left that leg in, and maybe deserved of a yellow card, if not for that one, maybe for persistent infringement. But, I mean, taking a look at this game and the general view of it, Richmond don't need a win right here. Charleston desperately need a win. I mean, you look at the standings right now, Richmond sit pretty comfortably at second place on the road, second game in a matter of days. They could really, I mean, they could use 3 points here, but it's not essential in their season. At home, Charleston, they need these 3 points. It's really, really important. 18 and a half minutes coming up, and Amina Abdallah is going to come in.
I was going to say, Charleston making a change here, and it'll be Jared Van Schaik to make way for Aminu Abdallah. Abdallah, who is definitely a possession-type player, comes in, and Van Schaik gets a round of applause. He's played a lot of minutes this year, including 90 at the weekend, I believe.
That he has, and Abdallah was a guy who came on and was playing a ton of minutes in the early going, but Justin Portillo seemed to be in favor defensive midfielder with Jared Van Schaik, Amadou Sanyang pairing up in the midfield when those two aren't together.
Free kick here for the kickers. It's Vercoloni who drives it towards the back post. Free header for Chang. Snaps it away. Davis is there first. Cordovez and Portillo combined. Good first touch from Kelly. And here come the Battery. It's Cordovez running at them. Looks up. He missed his pass. He missed his chance to find Kelly, who's furious. But Charleston still with possession. Then it breaks down with a tackle on the far side. And it'll be a throw-in for the Battery. Kelly stamping the ground in frustration.
Yeah, and it's frustrating, isn't it? You know, Cordovez is always going to want to go to his left side, but
here he is, though, just into the box. Oh, he can't get the ball away. It's a goal kick. Sorry, Dane.
It was just Kelly was running down, screaming down this near side, and Cordovez just seemed to have it caught under his feet, trying to get it over to the left side. I think he had spotted him, but couldn't quite get the position of the ball where he wanted to lay off a nice pass to Dane Kelly, and an opportunity squandered. And those little half chances right there, when you got Richmond a little far behind you, those are going to be goal-scoring opportunities if you could do everything right in the lead-up. And on that occasion, it was Cordovez just not able to do so.
This game poised here, 1-1, 74 minutes in. Charleston 1, Richmond Kickers 1. Abdallah into the game. He hasn't had a touch yet. It comes out to this near side. Richmond with possession just inside the Battery half. Johnson to Vercoloni, who's been busy tonight. Finds Asante. Plays it inside to Davis. Abdallah just leaning on him, and Davis plays it out to Kalungi. He's probably the player you want on the ball if you're a Battery fan of all of them. And there it is. It's just given away as Abdallah gives it away in turn. Johnson now to Vercoloni. Got to be more careful with possession. The Battery, Richmond will possess it here in the midfield. They do have that
exactly, Andrew.
ability.
It's not easy to get the ball away from Richmond. They do like to knock it around a bit, so Abdallah's got to be much more careful with the possession.
Here's Portillo now for the Battery at the halfway line. He's got Griffith wide. Here comes the fullback, Quinton Griffith, across the halfway line. Pings it down the line. That's a good ball. Kelly tries to get inside Johnson. Cuts onto his left foot. Still going here, Kelly. Leaves it for Cordovez! Wide of the target. Actually, it was Abdallah. Left-footed strike, wide of the target. Goal kick.
Good work there from Dane Kelly, slashing down the near side and just getting behind, I believe it was Shane Johnson over here on this near side. And that just makes me wonder if maybe Coach Anhauser might try to push Quentin Griffith up for this last 15 minutes, put Taylor Mueller or someone like that back there on the right back position, and let Quentin Griffith just fly up and down this near side.
Johnson trying to catch his breath. He's up against a real speedster in Dane Kelly. If they are going to push it into that corner, he won't relish that, as the ball's given away there for a Battery throw-in at the halfway line. 15 minutes to go. It's Chang back to Ajeti. The game slows as Ajeti plays it forward. Roberts the favourite, but Kelly gets there. The referee saw something he didn't like. I think it was a handball from Dane Kelly. Free kick, Richmond Kickers.
Frustration starting to set in for Dane Kelly. He's had a few chances at goal now. With 15 minutes to go, we've got a couple substitutions down there on the Charleston Battery side. It's Zach Prince and Mamadou Diouf.
Both attacking players if Coach Anhauser chooses to go that route. Here's Robinson for Richmond, onto his right foot. Back it comes to Davis. He was caught late by Abdallah. Free kick Richmond. I think not too much contact, but Davis goes to ground. The referee saw no advantage, and so Richmond have a free kick. Let's see if they send Johnson forward for this one. Yombi's going to go forward. So this is an opportunity, you would think, for Richmond to try something here. They obviously feel that they can defend the Battery counter-attack if it comes away quickly. 77 minutes in. Free kick Kickers. Referee's going to stop play for a second and come across. Don't forget the Battery back home Saturday night to take on Arizona United. We'll have that game live for you, I think, on 9:10 a.m. Maybe 14:50. It seems like 9:10 most of the time at the moment. Here's Vercoloni. Clips it in. Out comes the keeper.
Oof.
Oh, he drops it, but no, there was enough contact for the referee to decide free kick.
To be honest with you, I'm not sure how much of Richmond that was the guilty party right there. I thought that might have been his own defender. Little friendly fire right there, and Odesmo Cooper coming up a bit hobbled.
There's a few players out there that haven't really been 90-minute players for the Battery this year. Michael Chang, Adam Mena, the two wide players who typically will do most of the running, or a good amount of running, not most, but they're asked to do a lot of sprinting, aren't they? Wonder if they can last the 90 minutes. 78 minutes gone. Charleston with a free kick taken by the goalkeeper, Odesmo Cooper. Chested down lovely there by Richmond. The ball played out to the far side, and it looks like we've lost some of the lights here at Blackboard Stadium. Will the referee stop play?
So 78 minutes in, and we have yet another stoppage of play right now as the electrics maybe over here on this near side, some of the lights have gone off and they're gonna stop play and wait till those lights come back on. But it seems like we can't get a finish to this game, doesn't it? I mean, 1-1, 78 minutes in. Of course, this is a rematch of the game that got canceled only a few weeks ago due to rain, and now some electrical issues has put a halt to this game. 78 minutes in. The clock's still running. I think that'll be reset. The referees will have a look at that. And a crucial 12 minutes of the game that we are waiting on now anxiously as the lights will try to be put back on. Of course, it may take just a little while to get them back on. My partner in crime over here on the broadcast booth, Andrew Bell, also the president of the Charleston Battery, so he is tending to some stadium needs right now as both teams get a much-deserved break. But hey, this might be a nice little break in the action and set up for a very promising, very exciting 12 minutes of the game. And there we go. It's just another little flicker of light that has been turned off. Not sure if it's someone downstairs or maybe some wiring problems, but over here on this near side, it's getting tough to see. Maybe you can see it on your stream over the YouTube stream on the Charleston Battery website. But right now, the boys will take advantage of this little break in the action. It's happened all about 77 minutes into the game, so we'll have quite a lengthy little break in the action. The boys are going to keep loosening up, but this has been a game that's been back and forth since the halftime break. This has been back and forth, free-flowing sort of stuff from both teams. Each team has had their chances on goal, and it's all in the balance right now as we wait for this electric problem over here at Blackbaud Stadium to resolve itself. 1-1, and let's just paint the picture for you a little bit. Charleston Battery sitting at 13th position in USL Pro right now, well into the second portion of the season, and desperately needing a win. You take a look at the Richmond Kickers. They've played 19 games, gathered 38 points off of 10 wins, 1 loss, and 8 draws. Looking to get another win to that bracket right here. Only 1 loss. It came away from home against Charlotte in I believe it was a 1-0 decision. Just let me check that real quick. And I believe it was. But yeah, Richmond has had a fantastic season under the shadows of Matthew Delicate, George Davis. There's been 21 goals between those two attacking players for the Kickers, and that's more than half the goals that Richmond has scored. 40 goals. They're an explosive team. Only second, I believe, only to Orlando City, who has scored a total. Oh no, I am sorry. They are the top scoring team in the league at 40 goals in 19 games played. The teams seem to be taking the field. I'm not sure if they might try to just play through this electrical problem we're having over here at Blackbaud Stadium. Yeah, you got to think, it's the same for both, and if both teams can agree to go ahead and resume the rest of the 12 minutes. They've reset the clock. It's 78 minutes on the clock now, so we'll have 12 minutes plus some stoppage time to decide a winner or end this game as a draw. But the signs are working over there on the fourth official board, and we're going to have a substitution. Zach Prince, interesting to see who he's going to come in for. Michael Chang and Adam Mena probably looking very intently on who that's going to be for. Probably one of the 2 wing positions over there in the midfield. Zach Prince, a very experienced player, has got a few years under his belt here at the Charleston Battery. He's a local product from down the road at College of Charleston. Grew up in Columbia, South Carolina, and played at Irmo High School, which were my high schools, my alma maters, arch rivals. Always seem to beat us in the lower state finals, in those semifinals, getting to the final game. And Zach Prince eagerly awaiting as we stand by here on YouTube and over 910 ESPN Radio, 910 AM. We are still anxiously awaiting the end of this game, and the players have taken the field again. Waiting on a substitution to be made, but we'll just have to wait for the official word. 1-1 here in Charleston. It was the Battery taking the lead in the 7th minute, I believe. Richmond got one back off of a lovely constructed sequence over here on this near side when they were going on your TV screens or computer screens from left to right. It was Alex Lee who combined with Shea Spitz, and a lovely ball was put into Jason Yaisley, who has been on a tear against the Charleston Battery in his last 2 games. He's got 2 goals and an assist. So he has been certainly flowing with form, as it is about 9:10 p.m. and we have just been delayed a little bit here. It seems like we really have this game maybe never was meant to be, was it? A couple weeks ago we did have the rain delay, which delayed us for about 2 hours, and they finally had to call the game. Richmond had to put a bump in their schedule, add on to it, and come all the way down here for a rematch against Charleston. Made the long bus drive down here after just a few days rest. Of course, these 2 teams played to a 4-0 Richmond Kickers win on Saturday, and now back at it again. This one has been a little more tightly contested, as it's been back and forth. Cordovez talking with a couple of the coaching staff over here on the near side. Both teams just trying to stay warm, stay loose for the final 12 minutes of this match. And it seems as though we may get everything back in play here, and it's going to be Adam Mena who comes off for the Charleston Battery. Zach Prince will enter the game now, probably fill into that right back spot, or excuse me, right midfield spot, and Dante Marini, the diminutive little explosive power out of Northeastern, will substitute into the game. Dane Kelly makes way, so it'll be Cordovez up top most likely, with Marini playing as that second striker. We look to be all set. Hopefully everything's good over the YouTube channel. You guys can see just about enough for the end of this 12 minutes of play. We're going to have a drop ball in the middle of the park, and to be honest with you, I can't remember who exactly had possession last, but I'm sure the referee has figured it out. And we are back in action here. 78 minutes in. We've got 12 minutes to see if we can find a winner in this game. Charleston desperately needing 3 points, sitting at 13th place in USL Pro tables, only above the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, and that's just on account of a game in hand. So here is the number 10 for the Richmond Kickers. That's Nate Robinson, came on as a substitute in the second half, drops it all the way back to Hugh Roberts. It's been back and forth with possession going each way. Each team has shared a good amount of possession. Marini on back to Abdallah, who had a sloppy touch, gave it away in the midfield. Vercoloni takes over. And we welcome back Andrew Bell, who is back in the booth after assisting to some of his presidential duties.
Well, it's just the referee's deeming there's enough light here. I think a transformer's blown on one of those poles. So play continues, Dane.
We would have been here for a long time waiting for that to happen, for that to get fixed. And that was Marini just getting shepherded out of bounds by
this is the fixture of strange things this year, and here's another one. I've never seen that before. 1-1 the score. We've got 10 minutes to play. The light's a little dimmed, the game's certainly not, and Richmond with possession back here with a goal kick. Hit long. Abdallah heads away. Cordovez with a touch. It's swept over the top, and touch back to the goalkeeper, Adisnell Cooper.
That was deft there, right by Sean Ferguson, who just got a little touch on it as he was tracking back his steps.
Big thumping kick out, and it'll be a throw-in for the Battery. Down the line it goes. Prince for Cordovez. Back to Zach Prince. Back it comes now to Portillo. Portillo to Chang. Helps it through the gap. Well, you could see what they were thinking there, Dame, but straight through in the end to Willis in goal.
Yeah, Chang's played well here today. He's been involved. It's been the longest shift I think he's put in all season, and right now he's going to be the one who's going to create in the middle of the park. You know, he's out there on that left side, but he'll pinch in. He'll want to combine well with Cordovez. Those two have a good relationship on the pitch.
Throw-in, says the linesman on this near side.
Not sure if this linesman over here needs a new lesson in what exactly is out of bounds and what's not, because it seems like a couple times now the ball's been on the line, and it's gone both ways, a bit unfairly for each team now.
Charleston Battery 1, Richmond Kickers 1, just inside the last 10 minutes as Marini works it to Prince. Now Portillo. Swept forward by Griffith, straight through to Willis in goal.
And that's never going to do anything right there. That's just wasteful from Quinn Griffith, who pops one up the field. Very hopeful, if anything, but Cordovez unable to get onto it. And once again, wasted possession there. Charleston has been doing well, keeping a hold of the ball, but now with the substitutions in, they're going to have work extra hard to keep onto the ball.
Here's Portillo, won it back in the midfield to Zach Prince. Looking for somebody to come forward. Oh, it was a nothing ball, wasn't it, from Prince, and he's going to have to help.
You know, Andrew, I was hoping that, you know, the little break in action is there's a turnover right there.
Chang just chips it forward. Well, it's a little intricate, isn't it? And it breaks down as the Battery have some defending to do now. This game's still hanging in the balance. 1-1 here at Blackboard Stadium.
I was hoping during that break, you know, it'd give each team an opportunity for some legs to freshen up, a little water break, a little cool down session, and hopefully we were going to have 12 minutes of really entertaining soccer, but it's been the exact opposite. It's been a little sloppy. It's been careless from both squads.
Yaisley trying to get forward here, goes to ground. I think he was offside.
You've just got to wonder if how this lighting affects the keepers. If there's a shot on goal, you see Odesno Cooper down there. He's essentially in the dark.
Well, I think it's actually plenty bright out there actually when you're on the field. Just from our angle, it looks dim compared to the other end of the field as Richmond turned with possession. I think that's why the referee decided the light was good enough, and play continues here at Blackboard Stadium, and Prince has got some running to do. That's a good ball into a dangerous area, headed away by Falvey. It'll be a corner kick for the Richmond Kickers.
Good bit of running there from Nate Robinson. Beautiful ball in, and the captain has to come and save his team. To the rescue again, number 32 in black and yellow.
Good ball in, punched away.
Well, any questions of Odesno Cooper and his vision have been thwarted right there.
Richmond turning up the pressure here. It works its way out. There's a strike from distance wide of the target. Goal kick. Apparently the light's starting to come back on now, so it'll gradually increase down there on that far left side. It's 1-1 here at Blackboard Stadium. You're listening here live on ESPN Radio, 9:10 a.m. Watching the stream live on the Battery's YouTube channel. Cooper clips the ball downfield. Abdallah underneath it, beaten in the air. Ajeti takes a touch forward, across the halfway line. Down the line it goes for Cordovez. Full of running, Eviel Cordovez. It's touched away. Actually, it came off Cordovez last, apparently. Or perhaps no contact. It'll be a throw-in for Richmond. Charleston take the throw-in. Cordovez working in a tight area. Looks up. Had a chance to cross it. Now the cross comes in. There's no one at the back post. Prince sprints across and should be able to keep this in play down by the corner flag. Turns and plays it off Johnson. Is that a throw-in or a corner, Dane?
It's a throw-in. It's a smart play by Zach Prince. Just couldn't get exactly what he wanted with the corner right there, but good bit of hustle from the number 24 for Charleston Battery. Of course, he did just come off the bench, so he's full of running.
Throw comes into the middle. Well, straight to Yombi, who just lumps it away. Falvey heads across to this near side. Kept in play by Griffith. Acrobatic, or athletic, I should say. Now Portillo.
And that one was the one that kept in.
Griffith to Falvey, squares it to Ferguson. Back it comes to Colin Falvey. Chips it forward. Prince trying to help it on. It's there to be won in the midfield, and it's Richmond who come up with a loose ball. It's Asante driving forward. He goes around Abdallah, plays it through the middle. He could have gone wide, and Charleston will recover possession. Oh, that's a poor kick away, straight to Robinson from the keeper. Asking for trouble. Here comes Robinson, round Falvey to the byline, squares it, and Cooper recovers.
Yeah, he spares himself with some blushes right there. Cooper, how many times have we seen him just get himself into some trouble with his feet? And it seems like the lights certainly are coming on over here on this near side. But Cooper giving himself some more problems than he should have to deal with.
5 minutes to play. It's Charleston with possession. This game there to be won. You get the feeling there's a winner in it if one of these sides is prepared to risk it and go for this the 3 points. It looks like both teams are going to have a go.
Well, the way the second half started, it seemed inevitable that we were going to have a third goal in this game.
Here's Marini now for Charleston. Stepping past Roberts. Plays it across the middle. Maybe it'll come to Kelly. It won't. Portillo's underneath it. He misses the shot. Not fully away yet, though. Well, he's never going to get the bicycle kick there, and he ends up kicking the Richmond player, Asante. He says, sorry, ref, it'll be a free kick to the Richmond Kickers.
Yeah, that's not going to do much, saying sorry right there, and I believe it's Asante on the ground. Silly sort of stuff there from Evio Cordovez. You've got the ball in the attacking half. You've been able to hold possession a little bit. Just bring that down. See if you've got any other options. Even if you do get contact on that kick, what's it going to do for you?
Charleston 1, Richmond 1. It'll be a free kick for the Richmond Kickers. And they're going to have to make a substitution here, so he must have got a boot right in the face. That's what it looked like, and I agree, Dane. I mean, I guess you see some spectacular goals sometimes, but bicycle kick from the edge of the 18-yard box. He was just asking for trouble, really. I don't think he got booked, though, did he?
I don't believe so. Didn't see it. The referee's still tending to Asante right there. Either way, this will add some time to the stoppage time minutes over there on this near side with the fourth official, as another substitution is going to come in.
Coach Cowlishaw will make another change. Cordovez helps Asante to his feet. Well, let's hope he's okay. He's been a great little player over the last 3 or 4 days. Pivotal in that win on Saturday night in Richmond, and another strong performance tonight. Looks like he's going to come off and make way for the number 9 there, Tishan Hanley.
Yeah, he sort of played second fiddle to Vercoloni, who's had a fantastic game. For me, the man of the match so far today. And unfortunate to see Asante go off limping in a little bit of pain, a little bit of discomfort, but he put in a great shift. He's such a hard worker. Back, forth, he'll be up top, he'll be on defense. Willing to put in everything for this Richmond Kickers team.
The good news is he's walking off under his own steam, just holding his forehead a little. Let's hope. It doesn't look like there's any blood, so let's hope it's just a little knock and not a full concussion, and that he is okay.
They're going for the win right here, aren't they? I mean, it's going to be the number 9 Hanley coming in.
I think that's the only player they got left, to be honest with you. So they're bringing a forward in. They'll reshuffle the midfield, and we're back underway here in the 90th minute as Falvey heads away. Prince heads down. Portillo sets it to Griffith, who slices it out for a throw-in on this near side. Portillo's had an excellent game tonight. Johnson forward. Davis plays it first time, and it comes back to Johnson. Inside now to Vercoloni. 90th minute. Richmond with possession on the far side. Keep an eye on the fourth official for you, and let you know how much time they're going to add on here. That'll be a throw for the Battery. Ajeti drives it forward. Good touch from Cordovez. Turns into trouble and loses possession.
It's just all too slow, isn't it? You take it down, you take a couple touches, and you gotta think that someone's coming from your back.
Ooh, both centre halves went for that one, but they get away with it. We're into the 4 minutes that have been added on here at Blackboard Stadium. Prince heads down the line. Cordovez with a touch there on Davis, who decides to stay on his feet. Plays it square to Roberts, and Richmond have possession. Kalungi plays it forward. Ajeti sets it back into the path of Battery midfielder Abdallah. Abdallah straight through the middle to the goalkeeper, Willis.
And it's all been a bit rushed since the restart at the 78th minute. Charleston feels that sense of urgency, and every touch is trying to be positive, trying to go at goal. You don't quite need that, of course. We are into the stoppage time now, so a bit of sense of urgency, but they've had time, and they would have been able to create some more off of the head.
Oh, Prince kicks it into touch on this near side, and it'll be a throw-in for Richmond.
That's just another example. Careless stuff, trying to push up a bit too quickly.
Point doesn't do the Battery much good. It doesn't do Richmond too much harm, though. They'll be very happy with that as Griffith heads down, and Portillo turns with possession. Is there time for another burst forward from the Battery? It's Portillo through the gap looking for Marini. Yombi lets it run, rolls it to the keeper Willis. Oh, it's a poor clearance, but he'll get away with it, and almost worked out for him as Abdallah plays it on the ground forward to Cordovez, who back heels it straight to Davis. Well, that isn't the best ball as Richmond give it away. I think there's some tired legs out there. You know, this is a game that wasn't regularly scheduled. It was the make-up game, if you like. We've played 2 minutes of extra time. It's 1-1 here at Blackboard Stadium. Falvey looks downfield, plays it forward. Nice touch there from Prince. Gets it wide to Marini. Marini's in space. He's behind the fullback. Looks up. Plays it in square. Good ball. Oh, it's off the bar. Cooper brings it down. He can't get the shot away. Charleston can't believe their luck. It's Ajeti forging forward. He's going to be knocked off the ball by Asante, and Richmond scuff it away. It's not over yet, though. The ball played forward, and it comes across to Prince. Saved by Willis. He was in on goal. Charleston can't believe it. 2 good chances there. And at the other end, there could be a bit of trouble here, but Falvey is there on the cover. I've got 90 seconds left, Dane. That was incredible.
Gilt-edged chances right there, and one came out of nothing for Zach Prince.
What a terrible kick that was from the goalkeeper. Sorry, Dane, he almost gave it away as Charleston play it forward. Roberts heads away, and the pressure is on Richmond here. You can feel it. Can they hang on, though? It's Marini running at the Richmond defence. He's going to lose possession there as Vercoloni, the wise old head, steps across and wins possession.
Oh, nicely done.
Charleston foul to prevent the counter-attack, and that'll be a free kick for Richmond kickers.
On the other end, though, Andrew, it was Dante Marini starting things up with this charging run down the side, put a great ball in behind the defenders, and it was just Michael Chang who had set up around the penalty spot and hit it off the half volley. Couldn't have hit it much better, could he? I mean, he puts it on frame just off the crossbar, but Joe Willis didn't have much to say about it.
Long ball forward from Richmond. Falvey gets a piece of the header. Oh, the referee's seen enough. It's been one of those nights. I think there was another 20 seconds to play, but blows the final whistle, and the game finishes 1-1. It's a point apiece. It moves the Battery off the bottom of the table, Dane, but it could have been more, couldn't it?
Yeah, it could have been more. You look at that last little bit of stoppage time, and you just gotta wonder if the finishing's a bit better. This team, and that's been the case the whole year for the Charleston Battery. I mean, even looking back into earlier in this game when Dane Kelly is one-on-one with the keeper, he's got a chance to put the Battery up, and he fails to do so with one of the best chances he'll see in his career. So it's been a bit wasteful this season for the Charleston Battery, and we've seen it throughout this game. They came in, they played well against this Richmond Kickers side. It was a great response to the 4-0 drubbing that they got over the weekend. But in the end, it's not enough, is it?
Charleston move on to 18 points. They're off the bottom of the table. We'll look ahead now to Saturday's game against Arizona United, and Richmond settle for the point in it was an interesting game. Lots of things to talk about. Coach Anhauser down on the pitch will come up and join us in just a second. We're going to go to break. When we come back, the Charleston Battery post-game show. For those of you listening on the YouTube broadcast, we'll say goodnight to you now, and we'll see you Saturday night. For those of you listening on ESPN Radio 9:10 a.m., we'll be back with the post-game show after these words.